Hello, my name is Katherine Ponte. I have bipolar disorder and I'm in recovery. Recovery in mental illness is living a full and meaningful life. Most don't believe recovery is possible for the mentally ill, not even the mentally ill themselves. I don't recall many get well soons, and there were no flowers in my psych ward. Bipolar struck me down as I entered the prime of my life. Triggered by several stressful life events, I was first diagnosed with depression, then bipolar disorder over 15 years ago while in graduate school. I spent years refusing treatment, denying my condition which held me hostage. I cycled up through severe mania and down to major depression for too many years. While I resisted my diagnosis, I could not deny the consequences. I was not always medically compliant. I was unemployed for many years. I had always been a success, and now I was not. My self-esteem evaporated. I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was scared. I was convinced that I was a disappointment to my family and friends. I felt like a burden for causing them so much worry. I resisted when my family tried to get me help. They didn't always know how. I knew that they loved me very much, but still, I withdrew and isolated myself. I would often cry myself to sleep. One of the few things that gave me comfort was my cat, who never left my side. At times, I felt my life was over. I experienced suicidal depression. I cycled up many times, leading to 5 severe manic episodes, 3 involuntary hospitalization, and an arrest for breaking into a house of worship to pray. Finally, I resigned myself to my illness, but I was angry and saddened by the stigma society casts on the mentally ill. I myself have been called crazy many times, but sometimes the most painful stigma is from our own families, even if they don't mean it. At my lowest point, I finally learned about recovery. In the hospital, I was introduced to peer support. Recognizing my condition and sharing with others could help. I was inspired by the example of others, particularly those in like circumstances with similar backgrounds, who could understand me because they had been there too. I was also inspired by the substance use recovery examples, which are so often diminished. A seed of hope was planted. Recovery started slowly, but it built on itself. I returned to something that had always nurtured me, learning. I learned as much as I could about the peer movement. I became a peer support specialist. I embraced the key principles of psychiatric rehabilitation: hope, self-determination, empowerment, an approach centered on the person, not just the illness, with a focus on strengths and recovery. I recognize that the ultimate goal must be wellness, good physical and mental health. Most importantly, I realized that this battle was not mine alone to fight. I needed my family and they needed me. To be needed is a powerful thing. I asked them for help. I took ownership of my illness. I did everything I could. I stopped crying and started fighting. I found a wonderful new psychiatrist. He made me believe in a life beyond stability. He cared about my wellness, my dreams, and goals. He didn't keep me sedated. Dr. Goldberg and I don't always agree, but he's usually right. I am medically compliant. I'm on lithium, Latuda, Lamictal, Seroquel, and Vyvanse. I wish I didn't have to, but I have no choice. My doctor and the right medication saved my life. Therapy helps too. I see a psychologist who is kind and supportive, and have seen a family therapist who is caring and helped us when times were hardest. But the most important therapy has come from my family and friends, who know me better than anyone ever will. Medical treatment and therapy was just the beginning. I had to take better care of myself. I have a healthier lifestyle. I hit the gym 4 times a week. My diet could be better. Even still, I lost over 60 pounds. I watch for my triggers, I practice coping skills, I feel reconnected to this world. I was able to believe in God again. I still count on my pets, my cat Dude, and now a dog Max, for emotional support. I am engaged with my community. I talk about my condition. I listen to my family. When they tell me I'm not well, I don't push them away. I wish I'd accepted their help sooner. I apologize for the hurtful things I said and did while I was ill. I received compassion. I came out to my friends. My closest friends treated me as if I'd never been ill at all. I was touched. I was afraid that they might feel sorry for me. We don't talk a lot about my illness, but I love it when they check in on me. It tells me that they care. I was terrified that other friends might reject me. Most were very supportive and our friendships grew stronger. I felt wanted. I made new friends with those who also had mental illness. They accepted me. I could finally be myself. I found the courage and strength to believe a normal life was possible for me, a family, a career, happiness. I realized that too many people like me continued to suffer in silence. I wanted to fight for social justice, to combat stigma. I wanted to be an advocate to help more people like me reach recovery. And I had to get back to work to be fulfilled. I was afraid and insecure, but I chose to take a calculated risk. With my spouse Izzy's help, I built our online community for people affected by mental illness, substance use, or stressful life events. It is a place to not be alone, to share our experiences and inspire and encourage each other to achieve recovery and wellness. It is a challenging project, but I have a wonderful team and mission behind me. I also need your help to make my dream come true, to help as many people as possible who understand our pain and suffering as only we can. I have put my full self into this community, my strength, my struggles, my vulnerabilities, and my passion. It took me a really long time to get here, but I am now optimistic about life. I will never be my former self, but I am better and stronger to have endured and overcome. My only regret is that I did not get help sooner. I hope you will. But still, I know that I am not cured. There will always be challenges and setbacks, but we can overcome these. Mental illness took me to my greatest depths, but also showed me the power and resilience of the human spirit. Ultimately, it was the unending love of family, Izzy, my mom, and dad, that pulled me through. With the love of those we love, there is nothing we can't overcome. The battle against mental illness can be won, but we need each other. Ours is a community of great courage and strength.